Hello, it is July 13th, and we are gathered here to discuss the Challenge USA, both episodes 1 and 2. We've been a little busy with BB24, but we're finally getting around to the Challenge USA. So, let's get into it. All right. I am John Dunphy, and I am joined by the fabulous Kyle Petty. This is Jury Duty, a Big Brother podcast, your favorite Big Brother podcast, but we do discuss other things sometimes. And tonight we're getting into the Challenge USA, which has its fair share of Big Brother alumni. So you can find us on the socials at BB Jury Duty. You can also find us on our website at bbjuryduty.com. And now that that's all out of the way, I guess we can get into the episode, right, Kyle?
Yeah. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. But first,
you're just a little bit low, Kyle. A little bit low on the volume, a tiny bit.
I don't know why this keeps is that better?
Perfect. That's perfect.
I don't know why it keeps going down on its own. I feel like it's telling me I'm too loud. But any Hoosers, we still have to tell people who we think is going to win.
Yes. We're usually so prepared with this, with graphics and all that. We're not prepared.
You know what? I mean, this really crept up on us because we had a lot going on at once.
We had a lot going on.
Yeah, because we were trying to get ready for 24, and then All Stars was still going on. We had Big Brother Australia. It was just way too much. It was too much. We do work.
We do work, and it's. You're right. When you have 3 episodes already of Big Brother Australia, and now 3 episodes a week of BB24 on top of the challenge after we finish Challenge All Stars, it's been a lot. So, we'll have nice graphics and stuff eventually. But do you want to start with your winner picks first?
I do. I will. I shall.
All right.
So my female winner pick is none other than of Big Brother fame. What's wrong with Angela? I'm rooting for her. I think she's look. It did it again. You see that? What is that?
It's just lowering you by itself.
I know that it's really rude. But no, I'm rooting for her. I think she's a beast.
Oh yeah,
and she knows how to play the social game. She played it damn well on Big Brother 20. Yeah, and she can hold her own physically. So I'm really expecting big things from Miss Angela.
Right.
Who's your female winner pick? Oh, it's probably her.
It's I couldn't choose anybody else. It had to be Angela. That was just there was no other option for me there. So Angela all the way.
So then let me ask you this, because you came into the situation then technically a little biased. We have to be honest. You're a little biased. So if there was no Angela, okay, then what would you say?
Oh man, you see, I'm automatically, because of our Big Brother bias, I'm tempted to pick another Big Brother player, and I think part of that has to do with just not knowing a lot of the other people as well. Even though we've talked about Survivor on this podcast, we're not as familiar with it. You're more familiar with it than I am. But I mean, some of the people that stick out to me though, I really like Desi, who was from
she's from
Survivor. She really sticks out to me a lot as somebody that could be a really, really good competitor. I like her a lot. So that might have been the one that I Desi might have been the one that I chose if Angela wasn't around.
Okay.
As a potential winner for the women.
All right. But I would like to submit a secondary female name.
Okay.
And I'd like to submit Sarah. Hold on now. I mean, all right. It's a Sarah / Tasha, which is really not fair. That means
Sarah's also she's also from Survivor, right?
Yeah, she is.
She's gotten my attention a little bit too. She seems like a strong.
Yeah,
strong
I know
competitor.
she's won. I've actually never seen her play Survivor. I just know she's won. She might have won twice, if I remember from our preseason chat. Wait a minute. Didn't I write it on the thing? Like what they did? Where is she? Wouldn't that
Their
be
pictures,
handy? Wouldn't
they're all
that be
still here.
handy?
So,
They are still here. Here she is. Here she is.
oh, there we
Oh
go.
no. She just played 3 times. She won once. No. Survivor
Ah,
28 and I don't know now. Hold on. I don't know. No, I don't think it was her that won twice. It was Tyson. It was Tyson that won twice. I just
yeah,
remember typing that at some point. That's what it was. It was him. Anywho's,
yeah.
yes, Sarah. I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued.
Uh,
And Tasha, she's a beast as well.
yeah, Tasha. Yeah, I'm not like super familiar with her, but she seems pretty good also. And how about for the men?
My male pick. I was having a hard time with this.
Yeah,
And I will say, my male pick changed really based on the premiere. So this is not. I have to be honest. This is not really a preseason pick. This is definitely based on what I have seen. And I'm going to go James, and it's not because of tonight's episode, which we will discuss. It is more because of the way that he really talked his way out of danger
mm,
last week. I like the way that he was already playing the social thing, and I think he's going to be a lot smarter than people will give him credit for, including myself. I
yeah,
don't view the Amazing Racers as political, like strategic threats. I kind of see them as throwaway, maybe physical competitors in some way. But
right.
you've seen enough of the Amazing Race to know that, like, it's not like the things that they're doing are difficult, but that does not really correlate, I think, in this environment.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I,
so I'm
you know what I
intrigued
think
by him.
is,
I think he's smart.
yeah. I think it's interesting too, just like talking about the Amazing Race and how maybe that show isn't necessarily as like in line with like this type of thing, whereas Survivor and Big Brother for sure, like I feel like can transition into the challenge a little bit more easily. Definitely Survivor, but
Oh yeah,
I think it's so interesting, like the breakdown. Like, have you looked at like there were 9 Big Brother contestants to start, 8 Survivor contestants, 8 Love Island contestants, and only 3 Amazing Race.
yeah. I don't know what that is. That it's kind of not fair.
I'm wondering, like, did they just not have as much interest from former Amazing Race players, or did the producers of the show not think that they would be as good or whatever? I don't know. Like, I
Right.
just thought that was interesting.
Right. Then it almost would have made more sense to tack on one extra from each of the other shows. Um,
Right.
and then just sadly just leave them out then.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I don't know.
But
So
but I say that to say I'm just intrigued. I think he could be a lot of fun.
right.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting too because I feel like we've seen in these first 2 episodes like the shows kind of stick together for the most part with some cracks
Yes.
forming, but there's
Mhm.
been a lot of talk about the shows kind of being loyal to each other to start.
Yes.
But like, how does the Amazing Race do that with only 3 people?
Exactly. That's why it's not really fair. They're kind of at a
Yeah.
deficit. And I think they're also at a deficit because, they're not, their game was not built around any kind of like social strategy. So you're in there with people who I wouldn't, I'm not going to say they're smarter than you, but they have more experience than you playing this kind of a thing. This would be your first go at something like this, with the exception of, the Amazing Race. They had that U-turn.
Mm,
Um, that
yeah.
ain't anything, that's like, playing a chance card on somebody. It's like, that's not exciting. So I feel like they're really at a deficit here.
Yeah.
But he scrambled the hell out of last week.
I know.
So
I guess, I mean, we'll see how it all happens. Like I said,
yeah.
we'll get into it, I'm sure, but there's definitely cracks forming anyway in some of those
Absolutely.
other shows. So,
Yeah.
But so your picks for the women, Angela; for the men, James, right?
St. James, yep. Yeah.
Okay, and I also am Angela for the women, and I don't know how you're gonna feel about my pick for the men, but I really liked him when we watched him on his season of Survivor 41. Is Danny McRae. I like Danny, and I'm really interested to see how he'll do on this show because he's a former NFL player, right? Like, he's a great athlete, and like, I thought he just ditched me. I thought he did well on Survivor for the most part, And I'm just interested to see how he'll be in like these physical competitions where he can be at like his peak, where they're not like on like any kind of rations or just eating rice every day. Like this is a world-class athlete, and I'm very interested to see how he'll do when he's got like, he can actually get some real nutrition, sleep in an actual bed, and like compete against these other people. So that's why I'm interested in Danny. And also it goes back to also like part of why I think I picked Angela is because I'm familiar with Danny. Like when we did our like preseason chatter about all these people, I was very tempted to pick somebody like Tyson because he has like a super impressive resume. But I feel like I don't know Tyson that well. I know Danny, and I just went Danny.
Okay. All right. I guess we'll see. I hear what you're saying. I do. And these winner picks are not necessarily about who we like. It's who do we think will do well, right? So sure. I suppose he's
Oh man. You're really disapproving right now, huh?
No, I get it. I get it.
Why are you against the pick? I'm just curious.
Not
against it.
I just find him to be extremely irksome.
Irksome. Wow.
Irksome. Yeah, this word has entered my vernacular due to our new friend, Adrian, from Australia, the one who's I shared with you some of his texts.
Yes,
he used the word irksome. That's a great word. That's a great word. So yeah, I've been using him a lot lately, but I did find him rather irksome.
Yeah.
The hourglass thing, like he was during Survivor 41, like he was really mad, and he just was basically like throwing a temper tantrum. And I just after that, I was just really just unendeared towards.
You were irked.
I was irked, and I remained, and I remain so.
Yeah. Oh God! All right.
Yeah, so that's that.
Well. So I guess we should start getting into the episodes now, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Sorry, 12 minutes in.
I know, right? So here we are. All the competitors, the challengers, are all gathered together. They're all meeting each other, and for the first time, we see TJ. What did you think of this moment? Like, I loved how excited they all were.
I thought it was a little contrived. I don't think these people really knew who he was and knew why he was special. I think they were just excited to be on another show. They're excited to get another 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure at least some of them watched it or have seen it before.
Yeah. So they probably watched a few seasons, before they came on, just to kind of get an idea of what the hell this is that they signed up for.
Yeah. But so first we got right, and we got a little bit of information about one of the twists that would be in the game is that they'd have these individual bank accounts, which we've seen before on the challenge. So they all started with $1,000 in their bank account. TJ told them right off the bat, you need at least $5,000 to run his final. So they know they're going to have to either win some challenges, win some eliminations in order to keep piling up the money in their bank accounts. So that was a big moment right in the beginning. And then we found out that they'd be playing in pairs, and they got to all pick their pairs. What did you think about this? Playing in duos.
I love it. I love duos. Yeah. I especially love it in a season like this. Where everybody's scattered all over the place. It really, really makes it fun.
Yeah.
So
once we had our pairs, it was time for the first challenge, which was down to do the math. I love this, scaling down the building. Did you like this challenge?
It was fine.
Yeah,
it was fine. I find that these ones could move a little faster on the editing side. I feel like it's only exciting for the first group that goes down.
Right.
Then it's like, all right, we can kind of speed through this. But yeah, I mean, it's a cool one to watch. Yeah.
Yeah. I felt like for a first challenge, I thought this was a good one too.
I thought it was crazy. Can you imagine like being somebody like Tiffany Mitchell having to do something like this? I mean, she's just like a regular ass lady, like the Survivor people. I just feel like a little bit more daredevils and stuff.
Right.
Tiffany was a phlebotomist. Look what they have her doing.
Right.
She's somebody's mama.
We definitely saw Azza have some troubles too.
She did have some troubles. Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, Kylan's attitude towards it, I just, God. As much as I like him on social media and enjoy him in so many other ways, like the way he was acting there, like, oh, if I go home because she's all gassed out, it's like, it's like, come on, it's like you act like you don't know her, as if you just met her, like you just met her on this show. Like, I don't know, like, come on, yeah, but
well, our winners for this first challenge were Angela and Tyson. So we had one Big Brother player and one Survivor player.
Yeah.
And they killed it. They killed this challenge.
Yeah. They're the ones to beat.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And coming in last place, which meant going straight to elimination, were some other familiar faces that we know, Azza and Kyland.
Yeah.
I wasn't surprised. They were the only people that had to go back up, right? Weren't they the only ones that had to go back up?
Yeah. There's a couple of people who teetered kind of close to that, but nobody actually did.
Right.
Yeah.
So straight to the first elimination. It was interesting too to see like some of the discussion that people were having too, because like I remember them like kind of scrambling, everybody trying to they wanted to make sure they weren't the ones chosen by the winners to go against Azza and Kylan. So you had to be like, oh well, Angela's a Big Brother person and Tyson's a Survivor person, so like I should be fine. Like that's what like the Big Brother and the Survivor people were saying, and you could tell that like the Love Island and the Amazing Race people were afraid of being targeted.
But
well,
because that's all you have to go by in the beginning, you know, like which is again why I felt bad for these Amazing Race people.
Yeah. For sure. We did also get some interesting chatter like before these people were chosen, though, because they were all getting to know each other, and I think it was Alyssa sitting down. I don't remember who she was sitting with, but people were asking her
Shannon
about
from Love Island. If we're talking about the same, like where they were talking about the cookout, right?
Right.
Yes.
And being like, are you going to be able to trust them? And this, and Alyssa just straight up was like, no. So yeah, it was a lot, very interesting. All these little.
Now, how do you feel about some of what she said there? Because I was reading on social media, some people were giving her a little bit of heat for this.
Yeah.
And I don't know that she should get any. The word revenge maybe is a little misplaced. But like, I think she has all the reason in the world to not fully trust him, like playing a game.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree.
Especially when I think about like when you and I play Mario Party, once the precedent has been set that somebody's stealing stars, like that's it. Like all bets are off, and that attitude remains the rest of the night. And you remember it the next time you play. Like, how are we playing tonight? Are we stealing tonight? Are we playing nice? What are we doing? Like, if that mistrust is there just in Mario Party, I mean, like, can you imagine a game like that? Like,
right?
I don't know. I think she has good reason.
I totally agree, and it's not like there's been any big drama. Like she has been on social media talking about the cookout and talking about BB23 and complaining about it. Like the whole cast was really great. And when they saw what the cookout had accomplished, what they had done, I think that everybody recognized it as like this historic thing and applauded it. But at the same time, I'm sure somebody like Alyssa, who's gotten a chance now to compete on another show, and there happens to be a number of members of that alliance on the same game now, I'm sure she's thinking like, yeah, as awesome as it is that what they did, like I still had dreams to win this game and win this money, and I didn't get a chance, so I kind of got steamrolled over, even if it was by an incredible alliance, one of the best alliances in the history of the game. Like, but
yeah, you guys did a good job, but I still lost to you.
Yeah, and she said it too. She was like, listen, like Xavier was my best friend in the game, and I found out that he was lying to me the whole time, and like maybe not lying per se, but like I'm sure it feels like she put her trust in Xavier, and he was never really on her side, which has to sting.
Right, which is and it is a lie.
Right.
It is a
Yeah.
lie because you're basically because like the whole thing was like I'm taking you to the end.
Mhm.
This is you're my end thing. Um, and you were never doing that. So in
No.
the game, you did lie. I don't think that that has anything to do with your character really in like the real life. But you're gonna expect her to trust you again in a game where you lied in the last one? It's the only thing she has
Right.
to go by.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, it ended up being Selly and Giovanni chosen to go up against Azza and Kyland in the elimination. Selly and Giovanni are both Love Island, former Love Island competitors, so
Hmm.
contestants.
Hmm.
Um, so that's what we got, and they played one of my favorite challenge elimination games, Not So Fast.
Yeah.
And I tweeted about this. I was like, it's just so cool to be seeing Azza and Kylan playing Not So Fast in an
Right.
elimination
It's
on the
so
challenge.
weird. It's so weird. Yeah.
Yeah, I it was wild though, because I feel like when we see this normally on the challenge, those ropes are pulled all over the place. There's knots all over the place, and this you could tell was just like people that have never really seen this game before.
Yeah, and also people who weren't really prepared for it. I mean, it is a really physically demanding game. And
Yeah,
these are people who are not used to doing that. The people who are playing the challenge that are doing this elimination, I mean, some of them have even played it before. Like,
yeah.
yeah. But
And the outcome was that Selly and Giovanni went home. So from this, Azza and Kylan got their money from their bank
mhm,
accounts. Um,
yeah.
and yeah,
Don't they also get something extra for the elimination too, just for winning it? Or maybe
I
not.
don't I
No,
don't
never
think
mind.
so
That's not
because
correct.
yeah,
Yep. No,
I was
forget
looking
it.
at their
Totally wrong.
totals.
Totally wrong. You get the money from whoever you eliminated, and then for winning the challenge, you get cash.
Right, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we already I just put this in here just because these are like the two twists that have been outlined. So the individual bank accounts we've talked about already that we like, and we like the pairs. But what do you think of this algorithm thing that randomly chooses the pairs after every elimination?
It's not random. It's not random.
Well,
It's not random. You would never get me to believe it was random to begin with, but then
uh-huh.
when Cache and Cinco were now chosen, forget it. Forget it. No way.
Yeah.
That's not random. They were like, let's do this before one of them goes home. We have to have this as part of
Mm,
the storyline before somebody leaves.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, is it good in a way though then? Is that cuz that means like, oh, production is
Sure. I
thinking
don't
about
care.
those little
Yeah.
rivalries and like
Yeah, I just feel like it's a
yeah.
waste of time. It's gimmick. Just forget it. Just say these are the new partners. Production said so.
Do you
Because
like
I don't believe it.
right? Do you like that they're changing partners every week though or
Love it.
okay, me too.
I love it. I think that makes it so interesting because now you're already seeing Angela and Tyson looking out for each other, considering each other in decisions and conversations. I love it.
Yeah.
Um, it's gonna make for some really great moments down the road, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited.
I can't wait for the first time that somebody says, "Oh, I want you to vote these people in." Well, I'm not voting that person in because I like that person. I don't want them to go home, because I already made an alliance with them. That's going to get really good. It's going to
Yeah.
get really good. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Ooh, and there's some good potential like combos in here too.
Oh, there's a
Like
lot. You wait
yeah.
until Kylan doesn't get his way. You just wait.
Yeah.
We already see. You just wait.
Oh, I'm curious to see what will happen if somebody catches Kylan sniffing the food
Oh
in his
gosh,
house too.
I'm so excited about Kylan on this show. I'm so excited.
But so yeah, that pretty much brings us into episode 2. And we opened up with getting our new pairs, and there was some drama around these pairs. What did you think about this?
Um, the only one that I really remember that I cared anything about was the oh well, Kayla and James.
Right. Like
Um,
Kayla was dead set. Like I don't want to be with either James or I don't remember who the other Amazing Race person is.
is it
And then of course
Leo?
they ended up together.
Right, right. Yeah, and I understand why she wouldn't want to. There's only three of them. They're already outnumbered. The best way to stay safe is to be partnered up with somebody from something else. I totally understand that. But I'm happy with the way things went there, and I guess we'll get into that a little later.
Yeah.
Um, what other pairs did we have that were interesting?
Well, we already mentioned Cinco and Cache, right? And
Hmm. Tiffany and Cashel. So Tiffany
yes,
Mitchell
that
from
was
Big Brother 23, and then Cashel from Love Island 1.
yeah.
They were partnered up together, and Tiffany felt good about this. Tiffany felt good, because she had said, now she's got the Love Island people on her back. Because she went into this whole thing, basically assuming that she didn't have to do anything physical. She was going to rely on her social strategy and masterminding. Okay,
Hmm.
yeah. So she was excited about the Love Island, the partnering there.
Yeah. I you know I guess I don't want to jump ahead. So like,
There's no
but there
jumping
was a lot.
ahead. And these
There
people
was a.
watched it if they're listening to us.
It's true. That's true. That's true. It was interesting. Tiffany. A lot of people had Tiffany's name in their mouths in the beginning of this episode.
Yeah, people were not pleased with the way they perceived Tiffany's gameplay,
Yeah.
which is not something I saw on Big Brother. But
Right.
not so sure that she was implying that she wasn't doing that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It
Yeah.
seemed like, yeah, they actually said something like swapping DNA, something, right? That like Tiffany knows a lot of people and has a lot of connections. But I mean, I just think Tiffany's a very popular person. A lot of people like Tiffany. I don't really know any
That's what
specifics
I
about
thought.
anything,
Yeah, I don't
but
either. But
I
yeah,
got a sense
basically
that like they
saying that.
were threatened by her because she's just influential and people like her. That's kind of
Mhm.
the sense that I got from it.
I thought it was interesting that Shan is kind of working against her there.
Yeah.
Um, what was it that she said though? Because she kind of spilled the beans on something of Tiffany's. I don't remember what it was.
They were talking about something between her and Cinco, I know. That they
Hmm.
like knew each other.
Oh yes, that they knew each other from the outside or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know anything
I
about
don't either.
Cinco. Yeah,
I don't
but
either.
yeah, so the ladies are not liking her. Basically, feel like she's using her feminine ways to sway them. Um, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not how I want to see
Um,
Tiffany.
yeah, me either. And
Not
this
my
takes us
queen.
into our next challenge for episode 2, which was yeah, boy.
Yeah,
I
and
like this one.
you did.
But
I
yeah.
felt this is another snoozer to watch. I feel like I never saw Tiffany even jump.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, whatever.
I enjoyed David. I forget who he was talking about. He was being like, "Wow, this guy did really great, but I can go toe to toe with him." And they showed him jump and just
I think
immediately fall into the water.
yes, yes. So this is great editing. Is David now going to just be the joke of reality TV? He was talking about Tyson. He's like, I'm happy I'm going against the best. Now I'm going to see how I stack up against them. Splash.
Right. Right.
Yeah, it's like, are
Oh,
they
it was
just
so
making him
good.
out to be the joke? It's like David's just not good at any of this stuff, man.
Yeah. We'll see though. You never know. He's just
But
practicing. You know.
he is fine as hell though. David is like, honestly, he is really something else. Woo! Yeah, jeez. Goodness gracious.
Oh man.
There you go.
But how did you overall though? Did you like this comp? I feel like we always see a lot of stuff, hey, suspended above water in the challenge. So you didn't love this one though. They basically
No.
they had to climb, get to the platform, jump to the buoys, and collect letters to then form
Like letters
words.
to form words. And
Yeah.
I guess they had to be in a crossword format.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm not really sure what the qualifier was for each of these. I don't understand why there's a team that went alone. I didn't really understand what was happening. Um, so what was it really about who won each heat, or was it about the time that each person had?
I think it was about you had to form. I think everybody pretty much had the same amount of time, but it was whoever formed the most words in that time. But you also had to like do it in a crossword style thing. So like each word had to build off the other one. You know what I mean? And whoever formed the most words was the winner.
Whoever got the least was like, so then what was all the cheering for? Why was it this one verse so and so?
I don't know. I
Yeah,
think just to make it more dramatic.
well, yeah. See, it was very unclear to me. So so kind of, and it made me a little disinterested, to be honest. I just didn't really, I couldn't really follow.
Well,
It's
you
like,
know,
what
it's
the fuck?
entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was because like somebody would get more words than the other one. They're like, woo, 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 woo. And it's like, okay, but is that really why are you cheering if it doesn't? It really only matters what the next people do. You didn't win anything yet. Like, okay, or did you? Is there like another heat and people go again? Like, I didn't get it. I didn't get it. So,
Well,
nah, boy.
all right. All right. Well, hopefully the next one's better because these first two challenges do not pass the test for you, it seems.
No, it was actually going to bring me into my next discussion point. Is this missing the mark a little bit? For me, it's not slapping. I have to say, it's
Yeah.
still early. This is week 2. As much as I love the challenge, I have to say that every season I'm not always enthralled by in the beginning, and then I do get into it.
Yeah.
And this could be that.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see how this continues to unfold. But I gotta say these first two, kind of missing the mark for me.
Do you think that they're trying to like ease them in a little bit here with these competitions at the beginning? You know, sort of ease them into the
Yeah,
challenge style.
yeah, yes, yeah, and they should be. They should be.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm expecting.
Yeah.
I did enjoy
Right.
this elimination, however. I enjoyed this very much.
This was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
But so we had challenge winners were Justine and Tyson continuing to just dominate.
yeah,
Which
yeah.
I think we're going to see a lot of that.
I think we are too. I think he's going to be a problem for a lot of people. I really do. Yeah. I'm excited.
So interesting. And it's just, I feel like it's just so interesting because you have no idea like how things can go. The pairs are always different. You know, it's just so interesting.
Yeah, you're gonna get an opportunity to take a shot at him.
Right.
And it's going to be interesting to see how that goes because, like, who's left at that point? Who is going to be brave enough? Who's going to want to go up against him? It's going to be nobody.
Right.
Yeah, I'm excited for what that starts to look like because people are going to want to try to get him out, and I think you can have a really hard time.
Right. Well, then what's the other great thing about these random pairs or just at least alternating pairs from week to week? What's great is that like, what if the week that you're even able to take the shot at Tyson, if there's some majority alliance that's working to get Tyson, and finally one week he loses the challenge, so he's eligible to go in. Well, what if his partner is a member of your alliance or something? Because you just randomly got put on his team this week. Like, what does your alliance do? Tell you like we're gonna have to sacrifice you to get rid of him. Sorry. Like,
yeah. What if you're the female saying that he's got to go? In support of your friend.
Yeah.
And now you're paired with him, and it's like, well, now wait, now I don't want him to go this time.
Right.
Like, no, like just kidding. I don't want him to go. I'm not used to this, like being here. Yeah.
Oh wow. But so the last place team going straight to elimination was James and Kayla. They did not form a single word. James he took a bad fall here. I don't want to laugh at it, but I can't help it. He took a bad fall.
You know what was funny about this? I was saying to Tommy, I was like, James is my winner pick. Yeah, he is. He's my winner pick. And he's like, and I was like, are you kidding me? So that's how fast it happened. That's how fast this plummeted.
Oh my god.
But no, then all of a sudden he was just fine. I didn't even address it. Nothing. Just all of a sudden it was just nothing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
not a single word, not one word.
Well, Tyson and Justine, after talking with some of the other challengers, ended up choosing Tiffany and Cashel to go up against James and Kayla in elimination.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, this came after Tiffany and Tyson had spoken, and Tyson seemed to indicate that Tiffany would be okay.
You'd be fine, just fine.
Yeah. So we found out, though, that Tyson spoke to everybody in the house, and it had seemed like this is the way they wanted to go. Were you surprised at all by any of the conversations that we saw Tyson having, though, and the people that were throwing Tiffany's name out there, other than some of the other women that we had mentioned, like Cachet was definitely not happy with Tiffany. Shan was definitely talking about Tiffany. We saw a lot of different people. But
yeah, the Shan surprised me. I guess the only one that really surprised me too was Xavier.
Yes.
Especially because she was looking out for him with the conversation with Tyson. So that was a tough watch.
Yeah.
Alyssa saying it didn't really bother me. Didn't DX also kind of say that it was fine though?
I think so. It's all very interesting. I just, and because like what we were saying before, like the DX and Alyssa thing doesn't really, surprise me all that much because they weren't a part of the cookout. Like they played on the same season, and I'm sure they're tight outside, in the real world. But back in this setting where you're competing for a ton of money, when somebody like DX or Alyssa were in the Big Brother house with them in BB23, and the way things played out, I get why they would want that. But Xavier, although the men of the cookout, as we know, did not always treat the women of the cookout very well, even in that season. No. So I don't know if it's just a continuation of that. But
well, I guess the DX one did surprise me a little bit because I always thought that he had kind of a special relationship with Tiffany. Like they kind of had that kind of mother-son thing kind of going on.
Yeah.
Well, that's how I perceived it. And then so that did surprise me a little bit. It did.
Right.
Yeah.
And as I sit here and think about it, because the DX thing is definitely surprising because of what you just said, but I also feel like the Alyssa thing isn't as surprising to me because I'm wondering if Alyssa is even thinking I thought I was working with Xavier last time, and it turns out I really wasn't. But maybe if I can get, like a Tiffany out and a Kyland out, and now it's just Xavier, maybe we can actually work together this time. You know what I mean? I don't know if maybe that was part of her thinking at all. I don't know.
Maybe. I would still have a hard time trusting X at that point if I were her.
I agree.
I agree. Yeah.
They were talking during this episode, I remember, kind of about that situation, I think. And Alyssa was I don't remember exactly what she said, but it was along the lines of can I trust you to have my back? That sort of thing. But anyway, so the elimination was knowledge is powered. So this was Tiffany and Cashel battling it out against James and Kayla. Basically, they had to get on these bikes, these stationary bikes, and pedal as hard as they could. It would get a couple of lights to light up. Once you had 2 lights, there were 3 phases. You had to light up 2 of these light bars. Once you got those lit up, a screen would pop up and show a bunch of symbols that you had to memorize and then display out on this board.
Which I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the editing was on this. It could not have been that quick of a flash, and then they just run over there and just do it on the first try.
Right.
Like there's no way. Like this had to have been going on like for some time. Like
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
Had to be. Okay. But
Yeah,
I thought it was a cool
it's.
one.
I did like this a lot. It was I agree with you with how like it was a little confusing how it was edited because I guess like if you pedaled enough to get those bars to light up, right, so get the screen to flash, but if you didn't get it in time, like did the lights
Go
turn
all the
out
way
and stuff,
back
and you had
down?
to
Yeah.
right like did they go all the way back down or just down one level or like I was a little confused, but I liked the chat like the elimination challenge overall.
Yeah. I liked how they put a little bit of physicality in there, but there's a big mental component too, which kind of makes it a little bit more evenly matched. Because this is an
Yeah,
interesting group of like players. Because you've got some people that I would say are like real athletes, and some people who are not. Um,
yeah. Hmm.
yeah, it's interesting. I do like how they're doing the eliminations so far, even if I don't love the challenges.
Yeah, no, definitely. And anyway, after a very long, we don't know how long it was, but a tough battle that went back and forth. Tiffany and Kasha were leading, James and Kayla were leading. It flipped back and forth a couple of times. When all was said and done, Tiffany and Kasha were eliminated, which means that James and Kayla were the winners. They took Tiffany and Kasha's money right from their bank accounts and sent them out the door. I'm sad that Tiffany's gone.
I'm sad that she's gone, and I think that this was not good for her brand or anything. This did not do her any favors. Um this is why people like her shouldn't ever do anything ever again, unfortunately.
Mm.
You make losers out of winners, you know?
Mm.
Second boot, Tiffany Mitchell. Ah, just
I know.
yeah. Nah, terrible.
It sucks because like she's so iconic, so so
Yeah.
look forward to seeing her again. And
This
when
is
you get
not how it should go. Not how it
right,
should go for an
uh,
exercise bike.
I honestly I just didn't like unless like they came like if she came in last place in a competition, I didn't really see her, being sent into elimination this early. I mean, I feel like everybody might have been surprised by it too. I think it was once they all started really talking is when they were like, wait, maybe we should do this now. Because even Tyson said, like, I thought that Tiffany was the glue holding the Big Brother Alliance together, and then he had people from the Big Brother Alliance coming to him saying, "Yeah, put Tiffany in." So like,
Some of those conversations, though, did not sound like they were saying, "Hey, put Tiffany in." It sounded more like him saying, "I'm thinking of doing this, and how do you feel?"
right,
There is a difference in that, you know, because people don't like to go against the person that's in power as well. And it's like,
mm,
listen, it's too early to be kind of putting your neck out for people, even though Tiffany did for her. For him.
mm-hmm.
Um, Yeah, that's how some of those conversations kind of seemed posed because the responses were that way,
Yeah,
especially Xavier. Even though he said he was fine with it, it surprised me, but it didn't sound like he was the initiator.
right, okay,
And tell me if I'm wrong. I mean, that was just my interpretation of that. It just seemed a little.
yeah. I mean, I guess. And I was doing a few things during the episode, so I feel like the context that I might have seen some things in, I definitely could have missed stuff. Um, but I guess I'm sure it probably was because he probably approached some people, asked them who they wanted to see get put into elimination. There were enough people saying like Tiffany's name, right? Like Shan and Cache, and who was the other? Kira, I think, right? Who was like
Kira, Kyra.
Cashel's ex.
Yeah.
So like there was some momentum behind this like put up Tiffany and Cashel thing, and I wonder if it was just like, okay, let me see what the Big Brother people think about this. And when he didn't get any pushback, was probably like, okay, well let's do it. So
Right.
yeah.
Hmm.
But so basically, at the end of 2 episodes, this is where we stand with our bank accounts. Tyson now has what's that?
No, I just said, oh, you can
Tyson
comment
has
numbers and stats.
well, it's easy because there's only a handful of people that have more than $1,000 in there. So,
Okay.
yeah, Tyson has won 2 challenges, so he's up at $11,000. Angela and Justine both have been Tyson's partner. They each have $6,000. And then Azza, Kayla, Kyland, and James all have $2,000, and everybody else has $1,000. So at this point, only 3 people in the house are even eligible to run the final, and we're only 2 weeks in. But still, everybody's got a lot of work to do.
They do, but that also shows you that like you just need to win once, and you're fine. You know. So by the time you get to the end, everybody should have that. You know, by the time you get there, because then you would have at least had to win an elimination, or so I would think.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe not. I mean, because maybe not. Maybe that's part of it. Because if you only have like your little $1,000 and you never win anything, you never go in elimination, you can't really strategy your way into it.
Right.
You do have to prove yourself physically some way. So either you have to win once or you're going to have to eliminate someone.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
and that'll be harder to do the further along you go.
Right. Right. It's honestly, it's wild because, like, depending on the situation, like right now, if you win a challenge, you've got enough to run the final. But like, it's all, you know, if you at the same time, we have people in there now with more than $5,000. So it's like if you don't win a challenge the whole season, but you just beat like Tyson, like you're good. You have more than enough. You know, like it's interesting. Yeah.
I was just beating Angela.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like these bank accounts.
I like the bank. Yeah, I like the way this game is going to be played. It's going to be interesting. Because then you're going to start to get people who are going to, you're going to get people like a Kyland. I'm like, you know what? Tyson has the most money. Give me Tyson.
Yeah.
If I have to go in anyway, I might as well try to get the most money. Like, I can totally see that, you know?
This is like a much better version of the stars from All Stars. It's like, oh, I want to go against this person to get all their stars. It's like, no, I want to go against this person.
It's almost like the stars were the testing. Like, okay, didn't really slap with stars. Let's tweak it.
Right. It's like, let's put something real on the line.
Yeah, let's put it here. Oh, if you make it this way, it kind of forces you to have to do this or this. And winning an elimination early on where it's easier, no, that's not going to cut it. You're gonna have to you're gonna have to do it later. You're gonna do it later, and people have more money. Yeah,
and it makes sense, right? Like the eliminations now, they're not worth as much. There's more people there. There's weaker competitors there. As you whittle everybody down, it's like eliminations become worth more. You know. So I like that whole concept too. Yeah.
I love that concept.
Yeah,
this is like the challenge corrected. You just need to fix the actual challenges because there's snoozers.
But so anything that you're looking forward to? I don't really have anything else on the next on. There wasn't like anything very clear that's coming up.
No, and I think unfortunately, that is going to be one of the cons to this because you can't show anything because then you have to tell. Well, because then that would have told us who the new duos are.
Right.
So what are you going to show us? Just a bunch of people just huffing and puffing, just like running down, running through the woods or something.
Right.
Yeah. No, not going to work.
All right.
So no, I can't say what I'm looking forward to. We know nothing.
Yeah.
I'm always going to be looking forward to see what James does. I'm looking forward to see more of Shannon from Love Island. I think she's just really pretty.
She is. She is.
I think we're going to see some exciting things from Shan, just in her gameplay. Yeah, I think that's going to be interesting. I'm more excited about her in this than I was in Survivor.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about David. I'm excited about David kind of being the joke. That's a fun thing to be, though. If that's what you are on reality shows, I'd love to be that. Just be the one that
I'm
has to
sure.
get the silly edit. I think that's awesome.
I'm sure he could make a career out of that. Honestly,
Yeah, who wouldn't want that? Like when
yeah.
you see my face, you just chuckle. I would love to make people feel that way.
And then one day, 10 years from now,
I'm gonna
he
knock his
finally
chops
wins
off
one.
when I win. Yep, absolutely. Who are
Oh
you
God.
excited about? Oh,
Desi, yeah, so I don't know Desi from her season of Survivor.
neither do I.
Yeah, so I'm definitely interested to get to know Desi more. I like her, and of course, my bae, Angela.
There she is.
Love her,
Yeah.
love her.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have anything else? Anything else on the docket?
No, I don't think so. I don't think
Alrighty.
so. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what
Okay.
Gina thinks.
I know. She's out in Montauk. Oh, we didn't even mention that. Gina's not with us tonight. Sorry, Gina. We love you. Hope you're enjoying your vacation.
She didn't even know we didn't mention her. She's not even watching us. She didn't even pop. She didn't even pop in like to sass us. So
Yeah.
that's what she thinks of that. Yeah, she's off doing better things. She'll be here tomorrow though for our birthday.
Our birthday. That's right. Okay. Yeah, we should talk about what's coming up.
Yeah.
We turn
Yeah.
1. You want to tell everybody what's happening?
Oh. Yeah, Jury Duty turns 1 tomorrow. During the very first live eviction of Big Brother 24, we have invited back all the lovely people who have chatted Big Brother with us over the year. So Warren Tierney is returning. Our friend Melissa Rodriguez from Miami.
Yeah.
She'll be back. Well, we didn't say this on the socials yet, but Tommy Figueroa from Queers and Soaps, he will be returning. He's a frequent Big Brother commenter here. I think he's been on every Big Brother we've done. Well, every American one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't come on for Canada, which is a shame. He would have liked that season. That's a shame. That's a shame. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna rope him into BB Can 4.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Assuming that's what we're doing in the off season. We're really speaking it a lot.
I want to. So
yeah, it'd be really fun. And Slim is returning. Our Memorial Day friend.
yes.
Our patriotic friend. Slim is returning. And
patriotic friend.
Yeah, I think it would be a really fun night. I think it's gonna be a really good time. Just talking Big Brother, we're gonna go over the popularity poll and the changes
I can't wait.
that we have now seen. We have had twice the amount of votes come in, and some people really fucking tanked. It'll be a good time going over some of that. And we'll find out what's going on with this backstage crap. This is production's chance to right some wrongs. All right.
Nope.
Hear us, CBS. Hear us. Roar. So that's what's going down tomorrow at 10:30. All right. Big Brother 24 live eviction and jury duty birthday party with our 4 favorite Big Brother friends. Yeah. And then
Very
I guess
exciting.
the next time we're back is Monday. But I guess we'll talk about that tomorrow. But yeah. That's what's next.
All right. Well, I guess that's it. I had a lot of fun tonight. Anybody watching, listening, if you want to find us out there on the socials, you can do so at BB Jury Duty or at our beautiful website, which Kyle made very recently, which is juryduty.com, right? Did I say that right?
bbjuryduty.com.
Oh, wow. See, bbjuryduty.com.
What a disgrace.
At BB Jury Duty on the socials or bbjuryduty.com. It's the first time I've done this little outro, you have to give me a break here.
You did a great job. Congratulations. If we had a sound effect for applause, I'd hit it. I could just clap.
Oh, well, thanks, man. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Thanks for watching and listening. Farewell. Have a good night. Bye-bye. Love you.